There we go. We're not muted now. How y'all doing? Good morning. Yeah, I made a quick run to the mail house today, and sure enough, I had mail. 3 packages. And I'll open those in a second. How you guys doing? I have to wear a mask because there's a ton of people in this lobby. Here. No joke. I mean, there's some serious people here. Oh, well, half of them just left. They're outside now. But yeah, anyway. Yes, I've got mail. Hey, Mr. Magoo, Journeys with Julie, how you doing? Everyone else who remains to be quiet and just lingering in the background. I gotta try and get a hold of Jenny Gibbs to see if she wants to go on an adventure out into Henderson, just outside of Nevada. I mean, Las Vegas, excuse me. Biscuits and gravy. That's my favorite breakfast, by the way, biscuits and gravy. It's Gibby. I like the new name, Biscuits and Gravy. Is that a new channel? Or that's pretty cool, Gibby. I like that. That's very memorable. You can remember that one. Gibby, are you from the South? Because I think, biscuits and gravy are kind of a Southern thing, isn't it? Alabama is where my grandfather is from. And he's long since gone. He died in the 80s, I think. But him and I used to go out, and I spent summers with them every once in a while. And him and I would go on these little road trips, and we'd have, biscuits and gravy at a restaurant here and there. So, yeah. You're born in Kentucky. Okay. Mr. Magoo, what is it then? If it's not Southern, that's all I know it by is, my grandparents were from the South. Anyway, I love biscuits and gravy because I was exposed to it as a kid. Same with grits. Do you guys like grits?
Well, we try to. Every one of our three.
It's everywhere. Okay. Well, I thought it was a Southern thing, so thanks for blowing my morning. Just kidding. I'm fine. I consider it a Southern thing. KFC, Southern. Yeah, grits. Fried okra. Have you guys had pan-fried okra? Love that. Love my okra.
Plus the town size is smaller.
Grits are great. If you guys never had grits, I highly recommend it. Especially with biscuits and gravy. What? Let's see here. Get my computer started here. She's from Texas, huh, Magoo? Nice. Hey, Jason. Good morning. Welcome to the live stream. Ooh, turn the volume down.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathy Bowie. I am the Materials Products Manager.
Material Products Manager. Oh, that's my page. Eminence front. Oh, there I am. Dismiss. Now opening live stream. There's 11 people here. 12 people here. Black-eyed peas and cornbread. Mm-mm. I love myself some cornbread. This is a great conversation about food. I should just open a food channel. Talk nothing about food and where it's from, and I don't know. Sounds interesting to me. Victor Debs, how you doing? I'm doing a lot better than I was yesterday. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I've got some cool packages here. I don't know if they're cool. Yeah, they're cool. Temperature-wise, they're cool. Shaycasters. Sooner JH Travels. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh, yeah, give this a thumbs up if you don't mind.
So how many people are we gonna have to start with?
I'm gonna have to disconnect my vidIQ. It's really just, here, look at this. vidIQ is a little plugin I have for Chrome, but look at their logo. It's normally about the size of these icons, but someone's jacking around with it. I'm not quite sure what they're trying to achieve by showing their logo like that, but kind of stupid, making me not want it. vidIQ is a Chrome browser plugin to allow me to see more details into my analytics on YouTube. Yeah, that's all it is. Check it out sometime. I don't actually use it anymore. I look at it once in a while if I'm looking up tags. Another bad day, Victor. I'm sorry. Sorry, buddy. Just remember, if it never rained, all the good days would just look like normal days. I got a lot of rainy days. I'm sorry. I do have a lot of rainy days. And just a few days ago, we got dumped on here in Pahrump. We go through a monsoon season here. First, I didn't believe it when I first started hanging out near Pahrump or in this area. I heard people saying, oh, monsoon season's coming. It's like, what? We're in the desert. There's no monsoon out here. But sure as shit, there is a monsoon season out here. It's super humid. This is the worst I've experienced in the 3.5 years I've been doing this. And we had so much rain, it flooded out a lot of the parking lots, a lot of the roads out here. A lot of people's properties were inundated with water, rainfall, that is. And the mountains that were close to the Spring Mountains, which separate us from Las Vegas, those Spring Mountains shed off water pretty nicely into this valley. So we got a ton of water in this water table underneath Pahrump. We've got natural springs around here as well. I've actually done a video of one, Santa Cruz Springs, I believe, where I hiked up to an area in the mountains here, Spring Mountains, that is not often traveled. So check it out, Santa Cruz Springs, if you want to look at that. I believe that's what I named it.
And then you were talking maybe a level 1 with everybody too.
Yeah, if you type in Santa Cruz Springs, you'll immediately see mine. It's a Santa Cruz Springs in Nevada, where I found some petroglyphs. And it's an amazing area if you ever get up there. It's very remote. It's very close to Pahrump, but it's very remote. You have to hike quite a long ways unless you have a side-by-side. Then you can get up there pretty quickly. Great place. Man, I'm on a tangent. Am I live? I'm live, okay. It's about a 7-8 second delay. So what I'm saying, I actually said in the past. You guys get that, right? There's a delay. It's going through all these routers, whatnot. Back to you guys. Satellites, fiber optic cables, you name it. It's all over the planet. But it's kind of like looking back in time, right? You guys think it's live, but it's actually a delay. Sunlight from the sun takes about 7.5 minutes to get to Earth. So, I mean, that's traveling at the speed of light. It takes that long. That's how far away we are from our star. And if you look at the stars up in the heavens, you're looking back in time as well. Biscuits and Gravy says, I'm having trouble with editing and uploading videos. Don't think I have enough memory on phone to get it done. Yeah, editing on the phone is very limited. Your videos have to be very short because it takes up so much space. You're absolutely right, Biscuits and Gravy. No rainy days in the desert except monsoon. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think the past 2 years we received very little rain during the monsoon, so it was a welcome change, I should say. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I got some mail to open. I will do that in a second. One is partially open. You know what that is? Oh, that's right. I was telling the mail place that I was missing a package, but it turned out that we didn't order it. I completely forgot about that. I got some cable. This is copper, pure copper, stranded cable. Two of them are for 4-aught gauge wiring for the battery bank. Have you guys guessed let's guess whose van build this is? That's 18 inches of 4 gauge, positive, negative. This is what runs from my battery bank to the, I say my uncle. It's not for my uncle. Although my uncle does live in Pahrump, Nevada. Did you guys know that? Yeah, we need a ton more, Magoo, Mr. Magoo. Biscuits and gravy. This is Debbie's rig. Desert Deb is taking the dip into van life. We've been talking about it for a long time, and she's finally executed, but there's been a lot of stop and go, and some rightfully so, some not so rightfully so. These are some serious cables, but they bend really easily, nicely. Let me get a close-up of this. I think I have to turn the camera around, hold on, to get a better close-up of the wire. This is a battery cable, of course, but it's 4-aught. Let's see, where does it say 4-aught? Here. Come on, focus already. I have to put my hand back here. 4 gauge. This is Windy Nation power. I buy wire from these guys. They're really good. You can buy them in different lengths, different configurations of the crimps, the crimp ends, the part you attach to. These are 3/8 hole, both sides. Arc welding cable, exactly. See here, it says, did you get to use his address for your license? I can't answer that. Arc welding cable, yes. Crimping, it's not a problem. I use this is the only one I can't crimp because I don't have a large enough gauge crimper, but I have a hand use crimp, and I've been crimping up to, I think, 1 gauge. I can't do 4-aught gauge. It's just, the tool won't actually fit over it. You can buy them, but just buy it cut to size with the right lugs on it, and you're set, you know? Anyway, that's what this is about. And I also have a battery-to-battery charger for Debbie's rig. And her rig is going to require a long cable going from one end of the van to the other because the battery in this van is underneath the driver's seat. Why they put it under the driver's seat is beyond me. They should have put it underneath the van. There's plenty of space underneath the van to put it, and it's easy to get to. The van is super, I mean, you can't walk underneath it, but if you bent your head down, you can almost walk underneath it. Mark Flowers, how you doing? So yeah, I'm using a pretty heavy gauge cable for that. This is Windy Nation again. This is 100% copper wire strand. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I gotta turn this around.
Mr. Word.
Hello. I'm doing a live stream.
Are you? How fun am I in it?
You're in it, yeah. I used to work with this crazy woman over at Death Valley Junction, Fine Cannabis.
Okay, I'm just here to tell you, don't get up.
Okay. There's a lot of people that work here at Holiday Inn that once worked with me over at Death Valley Junction, Fine Cannabis. It's just, I don't know, it's a smaller town, you know, it's about, I don't know, 40,000 people here, and it is what it is. One to you, a cable for that, so that's done and well, all well and done. Windy Nation. I got this off of Amazon. If you look up Amazon and do a search for Windy Nation, if you ever need cable like this, these guys are awesome. Okay. I was expecting that, so thank goodness. I think this is a fuse. I like how Amazon has gone to all paper versus paper with plastic on the inside. Although this little bit, I think, is plastic, the little thing I just ripped. A fuse. Oh, and some lugs with some shrink wrap. Lugs are what go on the end of the cable. If you guys don't know what that is. And shrink wrap, red and black for, you know, positive, negative. That's all good. Fuse. $60 amp fuse. I'll be needing that. What I'm actually doing, my fuses will be sitting like this. I'm going to actually drill a hole into this spot here to add another post. And this is what will hook to my bus bar in the van. So this is the part that will hook to the bus bar. I'll have 3 fuses in a row hooked up to a positive bus bar. 60 amps, I believe, is for the, is it 60 or 80 for the air conditioner? I can't remember which, but I have an 80 or 60. I bought the opposite of what I needed, the one that I was missing. This is the 60. Yeehaw! And lugs. And today, yesterday was spent editing that video for AJ, with AJ, excuse me, not for AJ. And Pixel Peter, how you doing? That should be, huh? I should do that. Indeed, it's always a happy day when I see a package like this show up. I don't know what this is. I think I might have to run back out to the mail house because I think I'm missing one package. I'm putting up a bunch of rib nuts inside the van so I can take on and off the panels without using those clips. Oh, here's my fuses. I got 250 amp mega fuse. Mega. Got my 40 amp fuses. Mega. No, these are just standard blade fuses.
They help pay for all the level threes. It's like in Wichita,
Very good.
along with our 20-some level threes, and we still have three.
Another 250. And
Because we are losing so much money.
huh,
But at least by having those level
I think this is.
threes, we're making enough on them to cover.
Why did I get 3 mega fuses?
Yeah, we showed like last year.
Debbie Wagstaff. That's Desert Deb to you guys. She's been in a couple of my videos.
I know last year we ran.
Yeah, this is her van. She's buying these parts. This is all from her. I recommend the parts, and she goes out and fulfills it, and I install it. That's pretty much how it's working. So I'm still missing a few parts, unfortunately. I can't complete everything yet. Why is this mega fuse out of the box? Bothers me. Jeez. Guess it's not hard to open this up. Anywho, this box is really easy to open.
Yeah, the thrift store model definitely is a good model.
Awesome. We needed this stuff. But I'm still missing a few things. Let's see here.
I mean, I think that's where it'll be helpful.
Well, what's going to get installed now is the battery to battery charger. Now what this is, it allows me to charge these solar batteries at night using the car, or when there's no light, like in a storm, or if a volcano erupts close to me and it's covering me with ash. No sunlight, I can actually turn the car on and the car's battery gets charged by the alternator. Well, this battery to battery charger actually charges from the battery, from the car battery to the house battery. Kind of neat. It's from Victron Energy. John, how you doing? Vintage 379. Hello. I'm doing fine, Pixel Peter.
After mom has become very.
Do I ever get the wrong package? Like my PO, it's not PO box. My mailbox is 949. That's public knowledge. It's in the details down below if you'd like to send me anything. However, no, I have not received anything, say, from my box neighbor up or down from me. What is going on with this mask? Going to do the twist to hopefully increase the bondage that's going on here. There you go. It's not as clean. It'll do the job. No, it's not. Oh man. If they would make them so that they're comfortable, I don't think we'd.
Well, two people, that's all we need for 10 contracts as far as.
Sorry.
But if you give us a level one, we've got a higher.
What else are we doing here? Oh, battery charger. So yeah, the battery, solar batteries can be charged to this device that is taking voltage from, or power from the car battery. Kind of a brilliant idea. Why this took so long to get to the market is beyond me. But yeah, that's going in Desert Deb's vehicle. So anytime we're driving around, it gets that extra boost. I think it's 30 amp charger, so it's actually pretty nice. That will be going in very soon, and I'm looking forward to that. A switching power supply. I have something similar to that, Mr. Magoo. On my X5, I have a battery isolator that switches the alternator to charge the battery or the solar batteries in the X5. I really don't like it because it doesn't charge correctly for lithium. I don't have lithium in the X5, but I plan on doing that because my batteries are getting kind of spent. I'm holding a charge right now of, I think, 13.1 volts. So the batteries they've been abused a little bit. The heat in the desert, that is. Tidying up the garden, very good. John? Google give lots of options. So far, not the right part. Interesting. Pixel Peter retracted his comment there. Original part LED lamp. Oh, I see. So you have to find a workaround, Mr. Magoo.
So we're required to go with them and do their time lapse. Could that be a level one? For that, you know, like that half hour each day that we have to work with them doing that, getting them into work, into their time.
It's a bum that we still have to wear the mask. Yeah.
Work their fine, but it's, they have issues with getting checked in on time.
Yes, they're mandatory inside this lobby. What's a recent thing? Masks? You need a workaround. Sounds like you need a new lamp. No workaround. Yeah, this is not working. It will slowly do this. For no good goddamn reason. Excuse my language. Okay. I'm doing work on the van today, and I'm wondering if you guys want to come along for that ride. I am going to be installing the insulation, the thinsulate, onto the walls of the van in the rear, passenger and driver's side. The big panel in the rear that I'm doing.
And then, yeah, it could be just maybe an hour a day, 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after. But it would also, part of the support of the contract, the expectation is that you would also be getting information.
Just get a new lamp. Why are you doing all this work?
Like, all right, so what if someone
Simply for light.
she actually have tomorrow?
Who's
Well, like, it's who I'm talking about, one's Eric Barber, because we have to make sure he gets into Walmart, he gets checked in, because he doesn't know how to check his time card in. And right now, we just do it for our normal contract, which he's 11.4, which is
Yeah, but it's going to cost you even more money than just hunting around and finding the parts. Buy a new lamp.
instances like that, where we're taking,
Too bad you can't share a picture of it.
we're making,
It might be worth keeping, I guess.
check in, and then we leave, once he's checked.
AC/DC.
How to go gather, he gathers parts.
I ran the air conditioner in this van all day yesterday, daytime, and then all night last night. And I was at 12.8 volts this morning.
We just take him under his normal level. Because, well, he's working at the GD.
Do you have your mask on upside down, or maybe your eyes are too low?
So we drive him over, we take our.
No, there's only one way to do it, and that's with the nose piece at the top. This is the wire. There's nothing on this side. So it tells me this is, this is the form-fitting part for your nose. But this also has the ability to put other filters in there. I don't do that. Anywho, So yeah, I could definitely. I could just work in that parking lot. I could turn on the air conditioner and let that go. Um,
Because otherwise,
keep it cool in the van in 108-degree weather. Uh, sitting in a parking lot, it's simply just out there. Today it's right there.
Well, I've had to come in quite a few times lately.
yeah, so, yeah.
So yeah, I'll just go ahead and go out there and start cutting some of this thinsulate down. It's not hard to cut. I use industrial strength scissors. Even at that, after a while, it's kind of laborious to cut all this material, but it does a good job. It's not too difficult. I think anyone could do that. Um, Larry's Corner. Pixel Peter, you're funny. I'm grateful to Holiday Inn. Although today's video, I forgot to extend the starting of my video past or into the intro, which usually has the Holiday Inn logo and whatnot. So that was a mistake, an honest mistake.
It depends on how long it's.
Winch is 379. Yes, it's a 12-volt Dometic air conditioner. It's the RTX 2000 12-volt version. They also make a 24, but I'm using the 24 because the whole system in this van is 12 volt. Excuse me, I'm using 12 volt. So everything matches, but you can certainly buy it for the same price for 24 volt if you're into that.
No, I'll usually fix it.
Where you save money on a 24 versus a 12 volt is right here. The gauge cable that you would use in a 24 versus a 12 volt is much smaller. It's about, I would say it's about 30 to 35% more expensive to do a 12 volt versus a 24, just in the wiring. So if you have a lot of wiring going all over your van, which I don't recommend doing, try to keep it as close as possible to keep the cost down. But if you do, that is something to consider. The price of the copper wire is solid or pure copper wire. I'm excited to get this thing done because I need to do some explorers, and I think by the time I'm done with this van, I'll have time to go out and do some explorers. But I'm already planning my next couple explorers or videos next couple weeks. Judy, Judy, don't go outside.
So like back in the day, like when Aaron,
Yeah, thinsulate is some amazing stuff, and it doesn't catch on fire very easily. It melts, but it doesn't catch on fire.
that would have been on the support contractors, do that if you
Yeah, because on a 24 volt system, you wouldn't need this heavy gauge wire. This is a 4/0 wire here. That's pretty thick. I mean, I think it was like $50 for two of these things. $25 each. So, and this is as short as I could make it. I had previously bought some 12s, and they didn't quite fit. So I'm feeling I'm gonna have to move this quite a bit to move the bus bar, battery to bus bar connector. I think that will have to be played with a little bit. Anywho's, what did I just do? I just closed my browser. How did I do that? Skip. Are we back on? What's going on here? Yes, we're back on live. I had to reopen my browser. There we go. Sorry, guys. I'd love to go to Alaska. That would be so kick-ass.
Well, the one-on-one all the time is not bad because it's easy. I think it's easier to staff those.
See y'all. Bye, John.
People like to work one-on-one with them.
but you have to make sure
Take care, buddy.
training operations, they have to know
The Stewport.
that if you know, the biggest thing is that they have to be trained on some of the stuff that's to be, you know, be certified or
Oh, you had a 64 VW Beetle?
anybody from
I'm envious. Those are nice cars. They're super easy to work on. The wiring is minimal, and it's just a pleasure to drive. It's just a people mover. It's awesome.
The expectation because of the way that way it's being paid is that you have programs after the doing this. So that always could be so more.
One of the things I've always thought is work.
Or is this classified info? Judy, I plan on going to Henderson, and there's a couple places within Pahrump that I need to go document, and then there's an abandoned little town that's not far from here that no one seems to know about, but I'm going to go do that as well.
Show Joanne how to wash this dish and watch her for the rest of the day. This is actually where she has a problem and she doesn't seem to remember doing this.
One van life YouTuber, there's a bunch of those seasonal jobs, I think is what they call it. There's the beet harvest. There's also stuff up north in Alaska for fishing, yeah.
Well, it's even not even just that, like she did it wrong, and then I showed her how to do it.
We're putting a heater inside the van. I think it's a diesel heater. Journey Vision is his name. Okay. Yes, Judy. I think next week is an adventure video that I have, and what did you guys watch my video today? That's a video I've been having a lot of trouble building because the mine that she had a surprise for me, which was Salt Creek Hill mine, and I already had been there. So when I did, actually get there, just after we got stuck, or just before we got stuck, I realized I'd been there already, and I'm like, oh, bummer. And we went to a couple other places that I've been to as well, and it just didn't quite work out. So what I did was I made it as you guys are along with me and the dogs with AJ, just kind of tooling about and trying to get things done and just seeing the sights. Hopefully you got that. Not for the people, Eric. Come on. Don't be so harsh on humans. After all, we're human too. How you doing, Eric? Eric Timmer? Are you back at work or what? That VW not have a gas heater. I think that was an air heater, right? It was taking the air from the exhaust manifold, I believe. You got to travel in 2 weeks? Man, there's a big, huge business travel decline. I was listening to NPR News, and they were talking about that. I think that was today, I believe. But yeah, I think business travel is down 90%. They're only seeing 10% capacity on that. To be on site. Interesting. What kind of work do you do, Eric? Are you in construction, or I thought you were a tech guy? Which doesn't really matter. Tech guys have to be on site too, hands-on kind of thing. But yeah. Oh, very interesting. Yes, I'm wiring it myself. I'm doing everything myself in the middle of nowhere with the tools I have. The only tool I had to acquire was the jigsaw. It's a Makita wireless jigsaw because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And that's what I'm using to cut the wood as well as the metal. It's working out great. Makita makes some awesome tools. I highly endorse them. I'm not sponsored by anyone, except maybe... I'm not really sponsored by these guys, but they send me free sunglasses whenever I need them. These are Writer's sunglasses.
Well, it's just, but it's in
to prevent carbon buildup. Oh, carbon buildup within the device itself. Interesting. Does it run, or so do you have is your vehicle diesel as well, or do you just buy diesel for the heater? I think they come with little jugs for the heater, so you don't need to siphon from your gas tank if you have a diesel vehicle. I'm just wondering what people tend to use.
That's available, the building right next, or the one right.
Wiring is easy.
Has a lady that runs some kind of a.
Can't be easy out there. It's 108 degrees, but
Doesn't have an actual.
I installed the air conditioner first. Oh yeah, Judy, her shades are the bomb. I tried them on that trip, and when you take them off, you get slightly depressed. It's like, oh, the world's not like purple? What? When I put them on, I can imagine that's what it looks like if you're on Venus. Instead of burning up, it would look blue, I guess, or purple. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. I wouldn't mind having a pair. I should ask her where she got those. She got them from a viewer, one of her fans. Buy just for the heater. Okay. Yeah. When the heater, when the heat started bearing down on us, is when Desert Dad decided to really engage with this, and we got it all set up. The solar panels arrived first with the rack. We put that on, and then the air conditioner went on after that. Then the batteries showed up, so I was able to hook up the batteries direct to the air conditioner. I was actually running the air conditioner on one 300 amp hour lithium battery, and that could take me, I think, all through the night. So, and then you'd have to charge up. But with two 300 amp hour batteries, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. And the charge time is minimal compared to lead acid, because these things just charge really quickly, the lithium batteries.
So now you're also talking about having us divide the lake.
Well, that was just like a pie sky thing.
That's a good question, Biscuits and Gravy, because I never thought about that, but diesel does have fumes. Well, it's fuel.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because that would,
Ryan keeps telling me.
Yeah, if you don't mind,
yeah, he doesn't want to come this far.
Desert Runner, telling us a little bit about your heater setup. I'm about to start looking into that and doing some research, but there's some really expensive ones, and then there's the Chinese knockoffs that are just pennies on the dollar compared to the original ones that were out there for van life. Man, I love this channel. I love you guys. All this information going back and forth is awesome. You can't notice the smell? Really? Vintage 379, if you can't afford lithium in your mobile situation, like I couldn't when I bought my AGM batteries for the X5, I bought two 155 amp hour AGM batteries. They sit on the floorboard behind the driver's seat and behind the passenger seat. I should have bought lithium. I should have never bought AGM batteries. Very interesting. Desert Runner, do you have any videos of that? Your install or anything like that? I would love to watch it if you do. It reminds you of kerosene. Yeah, we used to use kerosene heaters in Japan back in the 70s. I believe it was in the mid to late 70s. I was out there with my family, and we used kerosene heaters all the time. So I know that smell, that scent.
But yeah, that's been running kind of.
Yeah, AGM is just not something I want to dabble in anymore. AGM is great for what it did. It got me on the road. But in hindsight, I should have bought lithium. Whatever my budget was for AGM should have went to whatever lithium I could afford at the time. That's my my only advice to people doing this is invest your money in the battery bank. Don't invest money anywhere else until you get your battery bank set with room to grow. As you can see, I put 600 amp hours in this van. I think the budget for that was right around $2,000 for batteries. We got away with it for about $1,400 with these two AGM battery, lithium batteries. Ampere time, I think is what it's called. Vintage 379. Yes, they do not like. They like to be run down and charged all the way back up again. So I have the ability to unplug my solar, just literally unplug it from the system, and because they're suitcase kind of, they're suitcase ZAMP solar panels with a built-in solar charge controller for AGM. So it worked. It got me out and about, but now I'm looking back on I should have done that differently, and I can't stress that enough. You got to put your money in the battery bank. And I believe Esteban was backing me up on that when I first showed the battery bank in videos or pictures on Facebook. Gazebo light on the hot tub. Damn, what kind of setup do you have, Mr. McGill? Thanks, biscuits and gravy. Dang, I gotta email this stuff to myself. Would you guys mind, biscuits and gravy, Gibby, do you mind emailing me that? Because I'd definitely watch that. That's the next thing up is that. Gary, how you doing, man? Good morning. Yeah, my Eminence Front X5 batteries, they've been dinged. I think they have about, I think 30% of my capacity is gone. So instead of 3 days, I can go to about a day and a half before I have to recharge. Yeah, party at Mr. Magoo's place. He's got a hot tub. Hot tub. Gibby, thank you. Thank you for sending the email links. I do appreciate that. I appreciate you as well. So what I do at night when it cools off is I dabble inside the van putting stuff together. So my next steps are to run the bus bars. After the insulation on the walls go up, I need to do some tests on the walls. And I'll explain what I'm doing with the insulation. If I have enough left after the interior walls are done, I want to put some in the back of the plastic walls that need to go up, that sandwich onto the van itself. So what am I trying to say? The metal walls, which are also the outside part of the van, they have a cover that allows a pretty big space, a void. So I'm putting insulation on the void as well as, or on the walls in front of the void, as well as on the wall of the plastic piece that goes up. So I'm basically insulating a small or a large pocket in the back of the van. You don't really want that. You want to somehow divide up that big area. So what I'm thinking of doing is having the insulation buckle in the center. So I'm creating some roadblocks for the heat to circulate, or to stop the circulation of air within that cavity. Bio-eno? Is that the correct way to pronounce that? So lithium chemistry batteries. Nice. popular with ham radio operators. Okay, emergency power. Yeah. Yes, there's a Dometic fridge in there right now. There's Dometic CFX 65 or so. It's a big fridge. You can freeze water in it. It's nice. It's actually in there now running. So this air conditioner that was running all day yesterday in the parking lot while I'm sitting in here, the fridge was running as well. Now, check this out. This is really interesting. With the fridge running and the air conditioning running, the fridge runs less. It's on and off less because it's not leaking. It's not. What do you call it?
Well, we got two that we get 100 for.
It's not bleeding the cold air that's inside of it into the exterior of the van, which is very hot. So when you turn on the air conditioner, it cools on the ambient temperature inside the van, which allows the fridge to be more efficient. It's kind of cool. It's 12 volt Dometic fridge, not propane. I'm staying away from propane as much as possible until you get to like a water heater situation. Then I would probably use propane. It's just cheaper. You need quite a bit of power to heat up water, so electricity, that is. So that's my logic in that. You could only. I'm not doing an electric heater for water. That's thinking too far ahead. But Vintage 379, it is a 12 volt Dometic fridge, a CFX. I think it's a 65 or something like that. It's the one just underneath the one that's absolutely giganto. And these are not these are standalone fridges. Oh yeah, these things, these Dometic fridges are amazing. I stand by them. And no, I'm not sponsored by Dometic, and I've never received one stitch of help from them, but I support them. They're a good company. So Dometic air conditioner, Dometic fridge inside this vehicle. I'm also using a Victron battery charger, and then the rest of the stuff's kind of, around the mill. My MPPT is a tracer, fully programmable. And the reason why I went with that is because it is fully programmable. If you want to overcharge your battery, you're welcome to try that. I don't mind set up pretty safely. I think I have my voltage cut off, high voltage cut off at 14.2 volts. So it's well within the safe range. It also checks for temperature for the batteries. You don't want to be using those batteries in hot weather. So another reason why to put air conditioning on a van. Yeah, they make great stuff. I'm with you on that, Vintage 379. They really do. This Van of Debbie's is an amazing Desert Deb. Is an amazing setup. She's pretty smart, if you ask me, in listening to my suggestions. And when she doesn't understand something, she asks a lot of questions. And so far, I've been able to explain everything and tell her why we're doing certain things. And in the end, she will enjoy this thing because of how off-grid you really are. Debbie bought everything, Mr. Magoo. This is her van. All the parts in this van she bought. The only thing I'm doing is helping install it all and recommending different things based off of her requirements in the van. She needed air conditioning. She said there's no way I could ever do this without air conditioning. I took her on the road a couple times and I let her experience van life the way I see it. And that's one thing she just could not have. She needs a lot more space and she needs a lot more creature comforts.
We're also, we've been saving a ton of stuff. We've got enough to bring 3 or 4 big trucks. We've got all the racks and we've got all the shelves.
Yes, Biscuit and Gravy, Givy. She... You're right. She had the right to waffle, but not every other day. you know? It's hard to get things done. Yes, I want to start. No, I don't. Yes, I do. You know, Bluetooth fridge thermometer.
And like in minimum, if we can, it's balanced.
I've had one issue with the fridge. The time it turned off is when I ran the batteries down too low. So it wasn't the fridge's fault. The fridge has automatic shut off if it senses low voltage. So it has a safety device in it to save it and the battery. But the only problem I've had with it, when you close the top, there's two latches that lock the top shut. One of those latches has broke. The latches are made out of plastic. It's the stupidest thing. This is the stupidest thing on the Dometic fridge is the latches. Hopefully they fix that. I've never experienced the fridge turning off or changing temperature inside. It is a compressor fridge. It's pretty robust. I'm still freezing water in it, so it can't be that too spent. But yeah. B&G living, full time in a van, isn't easy, and if it's not for she can always revert to the way she's living now, which is not what she wants to be doing. So, and she's definitely an explorer, so she has this craving to go see new things and explore, and that's contagious. If you have never been around someone like that, it is contagious. Wonder Hussy's like that. Jenny Gibbs is like that. This curiosity of new things and what's around the corner kind of thing. It's really contagious to do that.
Well, like we do, one crew goes, one way, 2 days a week.
So what I could do is take you guys out to the van. Actually, what I'll have to do is instead of walking the camera and phone out to the van, I'm going to start a new live stream right after this. And it's going to take place inside the van. What I'll do is I'll turn on the vehicle, turn the engine on, and blast the air conditioning. The air conditioning is off right now because I wasn't sure how long I was going to be in here. It's been an hour already. But I turned everything off so that I could boost the battery charge up a bit. The only thing that's not off is the fridge, of course. The fridge pulls between 3 to 5 amps on average an hour on a normal 90 degree, 80 degree weather ambient. If it gets above that, the fridge is working all the time. So
That's something that staff like to do.
I'm living in an X5. Actually, I've been sleeping in the van. Work late at night, just crash out in the van. Just I kind of sleep in it, and I'm arranging things and working on the van as I'm in it at night. So it's kind of nice to do that. It's like I'm never leaving the workplace, and I'm always achieving something at night. And it's kind of nice. The next morning, it's like, oh, that's right, I did that a few days ago. It's really nice.
Yeah, when Lost Margarita was there, he had the dollar taco night.
I also installed a dual pull disconnect for the solar panels, and I also just have an on-off switch for the battery-to-battery charger. So if I really want to run the batteries down to 0, I just turn off the solar, one pull of a switch, and then right next to that switch is an on-off switch for the battery-to-battery charger, and they're all right next to the back door. Accessible from the inside and the outside by opening the door. I'm very proud of that for some reason, and I don't even know why. But the dual pull situation is actually pretty nice. Oh man, a Cadillac just showed up. Check this sucker out. Yeah, baby. That's a dually. I believe that's a Sprinter. Mercedes. That's full on. They got speakers in the back, awning. That is a sweet setup. I don't know if I'd like all those windows though. It'd be nice, you know, on a nice day, but on a hot sunny day, hard to insulate. But they got an air conditioner, as you can see. The things you see out here. It's a sweet setup. Oops.
We've done day trips, like we've taken them to the Eminence.
I don't have a headquarters, Mr. Magoo. I have, my headquarters is the vehicle I'm living out of.
We haven't had any problems because the settings rule actually requires, something like that.
This is not a glamorous life, I have to admit that, Vintage 379. I have problems with channels who glamorize it. It's not a glamorous life. It's a little more difficult. But traveling is cool. Yeah, I love to travel. Yeah, that's all the weight. It's a lot of weight in that thing. And that's one thing I'm avoiding, like the plague and this van build I'm doing. Although there's some things you can't reduce weight in, and that's one is the air conditioner, two is the fridge. Insulation you can do, the walls you can certainly adjust, and you'll see all that come true in this van build. They look too tall, I guess. Some people just go out and this is a Winnebago. There's a Winnebago on the side of it. Why would you need speakers on the outside of your van, man? That's just, really? He's pulling out now. Air conditioning. He's got a ladder in the back, so it's easy for you to steal the stuff off the top of the vehicle. I see no solar panels on that thing. There's the big rack on top for the awning, but I don't see any solar panels at all. That's a $200,000 van. I believe it. There's not that much money in it, but pretty color. I guess you'd have to be in a really remote spot to use your speakers outside, but if you're in a camping situation, I'd want it quiet on the outside, I think. Oh, what is this?
Well, I like the data.
Okay.
We don't have it. It's like a.
I just don't want to bother people next to me or camping anywhere close to me. I don't want to be loud, I'm trying to keep everything quiet. The air conditioner on this thing, super quiet. Even at night, full blast. I went outside the van, it's like, what? You can barely hear it. You can hear it more on the inside than the outside, but even on the inside, it's not that bad. Richard, congratulations. Let's give some thumbs up to Richard. Thumbs up to Richard, people. Congratulations, my friend. I'm glad to hear that. Common courtesy to keep the noise down. Yes, sir. There's nothing wrong with those Winnebagos. It's just way out of my price range. Rather buy a house. Oh, crap. Vintage 379. I do not carry a generator. I don't believe in generators at all. The solar panels and the capacity of those batteries should eliminate any need for a generator. I've been living without a generator in my X5 for 3.5 years. Thanks for the thumbs up, everyone, for Richard, him battling his cancer scare and him getting through it and good spirits. You gotta, yeah. Generators are okay. If you get the quiet ones, like Honda makes a quiet one, but you can still hear them that generator working. So I don't know. I just don't want to bother people with noise coming from my campsite. Other than, just the natural noise that I'd be making of this. You just got back from Mammoth. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you're gonna go for a big, huge vehicle, you definitely, camper or trailer, fifth wheel, you want to get a good, proper pulling vehicle, like a 350 dually. That would be the vehicle choice for me if I had something like that. Great Lakes Waterfalls. It's an Eminence front. It's a put on. Exactly. The X5 is my Eminence front. I'm doing things in the X5 that people wouldn't naturally think that I'm doing, like living out of it and traveling nomadically across the United States. So, yeah. Come on, join the party. Dress to Kill. I love that song. If you don't know that song, it's The Who. It's called Eminence Front, and that's how I got the name of this channel.
One that we think is the best for the location. It's not the biggest. There's a couple more we were looking at this morning.
I don't know. I'm going to try and talk her into taking me along for her security detail. It's all about where you park, I think, and where you camp. Has a lot to do with the security. And when you're out in the middle of nowhere like I am, I can hear and see people coming from miles away. No problem. Yeah, isn't that great? Vintage 379 that Richard got that lick, man. That's awesome. Man, I'd be out partying today if I were Richard. Desert Runner 9875. I put up 540 watts of solar to charge up 600 amp hour batteries. I love 350 dualies. Oh, I love them. Well, of course you're buffering, Peter. You're in the middle of nowhere. On the planet, that is.
Well, we kind of look at this as, this would be the angle.
What's this, Judy? Your
This can keep it,
PET scan?
we can spread out. This will be the trial. If it doesn't work, then.
We figure if things work here,
Well,
we make it go.
you're out of the woods, though, Richard. Tubes and all. I wouldn't mind the tubes for a couple more days, knowing that you're clear to that issue. My thoughts are with you, Judy.
Well, and the other thing is we looked at too, is if it works here and it works in Mesquite, maybe we should look at Omaha, because we're gonna have to drive.
Yeah, well, there's some drawbacks, Gibby. By the way, everyone, biscuits and gravy is Gibby. Like this van, you can't drive it through many drive-throughs. So yeah. Yeah, our thoughts are with you, Judy. Mine are especially. There's a lot of cancer in the followers of this channel. I don't know why that is. So yes, I'll do another live stream here. I gotta sign off from this and get over there and start cutting up the thinsulate, and I'll live stream that. I'll show you how I'm spray adhesiving the wall as well as the back of the thinsulate and how I actually put it up. It's super simple, super simple. See how you allow us to see things? Oh, okay. I don't mind it at all. If you guys have any kind of, you know, suggestions on, you know, what I should be showing you guys, there's only a certain amount of things I can do, but the van build itself, I don't need to put another one up there. It's pretty much what everyone else does. It's pretty cookie cutter, except I'm using the lightest possible weight material all around. Yeah, get away from AGM if that's what you're using, Mr. Magoo, and look at lithium. They have some really good deals on lithium batteries. I think mine's called Ampere Time, and I have to say, I'm loving these batteries. They're exactly as advertised. And we're happy to keep showing you guys, Richard especially, different things. They're even hard for normal people to get to, so yeah.
Because people were without a job, without work, they couldn't spend money, so we sold them. I mean, we never lost business or went down, even with closed, we had to close for a while.
Y'all rock. All you guys rock. And sharing this information with everyone, hopefully it'll save some people a headache down the road, especially lithium battery recommendation. If your budget is only X amount for AGM, try to use that same budget on the lithium. You won't go back. Let me, hold on a second, let me get the name of it.
Well, we would have, when these shut us, when we told us either you have to have store or the individual. We couldn't have both. And we chose to have individuals because we knew that was guaranteed income. We didn't move up.
Here
Stores. So we chose it.
is the name of it. This is what I bought. The Ampere Time 12 volt 300 amp hour lithium. That's exactly what I got. If you guys are looking for that link, let's see here. Is there a way to share this? $1,229 each. We bought 2 of those suckers. Not cheap. However, these will last 15 to 20 years. AGM batteries last between 3 and 5. Mine have been in this heat for 3.5 years. On all the time. And it's time. It's time to replace them. But I would only need one of these things to equal what I got, and it would last 10, 15, 20 years. So if you advertise that out over time, it's actually cheaper to go lithium. There's an initial upfront fee to pay, but if you're serious about this, you'd want it to last 10, 15 years at least. I saw a fly in the window. I'm like, Target. It's outside though, sorry. They got a 12 volt 100 amp hour for $469. Yeah, 3 to 5 years, that's about right. Let me put up this link. I don't know if you guys can get to this link or not. Let me know if you guys can get to this link. Here's the link to the one I was just looking at.
Oh, I get it. I get a gap.
Yeah, it works.
Time and they mark no high school and like.
And they show different size batteries down below in amp hours. Of course, I bought the biggest one possible, but I needed 600 amp hours. And that's how I achieved it, but by 2 of these suckers. Based on everything that's working in the van. The only problem with this particular lithium battery is it doesn't have cold weather shutoff. So if you're living in very cold weather, you don't want to take these things below zero. That would never happen where I live. So, and where Debbie, Desert Deb would be going. So, yeah. It says a built-in BMS, 200 amp BMS, up to 4,000 cycles, 400 amp max. This is a badass battery all around. Sorry, I'm just kind of proud of that.
And you guys, when you come to our audit, check for proof to see if it's checked.
Yeah, I mean, and that's.
Freezing temperature and lithium batteries don't mix. Ask GoPro about that on their skiing adventures. Oh, they're out of stock? It says in stock here.
Just say, hey, take this application and remarket it.
You must be talking about something else. They're all in stock. They even have 20. Wow. They got 24 of them and 48 volt.
So I know when you send out the stuff that they recommend on the recommendations, or you think they're gonna raise?
Anyway, I'm geeking out over these batteries.
According to those recommendations, they recommend that it be raised.
Yeah, I mean, the recommendation before was for it to be raised as well too. You know, how many say it, like, we're working through trying to push for, some rate increases, but our focus really is trying to be for our answers.
All right. Whatever you decide to go with, just make sure it's lithium. That's all I'm saying. You can find a lot of reviews on YouTube and Google searches on the brands you're looking for. I'm preaching to the choir. But check to see that the BMS has a low temperature cutoff. That's the only drawback to these particular batteries. It doesn't have that. Even though they advertise it as having it, it doesn't have it. Yes, it does have low temperature protection. So that's why I put this thing together the way it did. Has temperature protection high and low. It all works together. The MPPT controller, the solar panels, power going into the MPPT, as well as the safety features within the MPPT to help protect your system. And yeah, it's exactly what I did. TVR Exploring just came out with a video. Yay!
My liability insurance for this year.
And if you guys have questions about my setup, I'll be in the van. I can show you exactly how I did things. It's all by the book, and I took absolutely no shortcuts in this thing at all. Anytime a wire goes through a bulkhead or metal, there is a grommet, and there are, yeah, there's safety the whole way. I've been taking my time making sure I didn't cut any corners. But that's it for today on this particular live stream. I will be tuning back on again here in a second. Give me about 10-15 minutes, and I will turn back on inside the van, and we will install a wall or two and show you a bit of the inner workings and how this different wire is going to be applied, stuff like that. Alrighty, guys. Cheers from Canada. Thank you very much, sir. Vintage 379. Okay, Vintage, I might take you up on that someday. Hey, Bo.
Yeah, that every 5 years. Well, we got that back in,
Eminence from X5 and Larry Word out.
yeah, in May, and it was due by July 30th.
Are you sure you want to stop streaming?
First week of May. And
I'm going to come back on later. So, I'm sure that I want to stop now, but does that mean I can't come on later? I don't know.
Oh, well, now.
YouTube, you gotta help me here.